So this is a simple execution of image tag. All right. So then we have another tag called as SVG. So once we are done with the image tag, we have a next tag called as SVG tag. So SVG stands for Scalable Vector Graphic, and SVG tag is used to denote the vectors. So vectors are nothing but various shapes and sizes that we can draw on HTML. Let's see how this tag works with a practical example. So consider this page. So unlike the image tag, which is wrapped around a container for and the image added, the SVG tag is placed inside SVG containers, and we will be adding the attributes for the SVG tag. So we will be having width as 100. In order to demonstrate the SVG, we will be creating a simple circle to see how it basically works. So let me keep the width as 100 and the height as 100. So this would be wrapper for the entire SVG image that we will be drawing. And then we will create the element. Okay, so let me name it as circle. So x-axis is equal to 30 and y-axis is equal to another 30. So I'm using 30 in order to maintain the proportion, and is equal to 10 and stroke is equal to black, and the width of the stroke to be 2, and I want the color fill to be white. So with this we have drawn a circle. So let's execute it and see how the outcome is. So we have a complete circle. So SVG tags is usually used to draw images like circles, squares, rectangles, and they can be animated with the help of CSS or JavaScript based on the functionalities. The very next tag after SVG we have is called the canvas tag. So canvas tag is used to draw various shapes or graphics inside the container. So canvas tag is usually drawn with the help of a script. So more or less JavaScript is what we will be using for working with canvas tags. Let's take a quick example on how the canvas tag works. So consider a simple page. So here I'm going to create a tag or create an element of the tag called as canvas and close it. So now we have attribute called as ID, which will find the tag as a unique one in the entire document. Okay. So this is, I'll name this element as canvas ID, and in case canvas is not supported by older versions of browser which do not support HTML5, then we will have to throw a message. All right. Canvas is not supported. So what we will be doing is with the help of a script tag, we will be writing a script to draw inside the canvas tag. So script variable canvas is equal to document is equal to document dot get element by id, and the id that we have used here is canvas. Document dot get element by id canvas, and now we'll define the access, right? So variable ctx is equal to the canvas is context. So in what way do we need the canvas to be rendering the images? So get context. So 2D. So ctx dot fill style is equal to hashtag so we'll be using a hexadecimal color tag over here, and then followed by the shape. So I'm going to choose a rectangle. So 0, 0, 50, 50. Okay. Let's execute this and see what we have got. So if you observe the background, so we are not able to see the image drawn. So now the hexadecimal keyword that I've used, F, 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 and F, is for denoting entirely white elements. All right, so let me change the color to black. So now we have drawn the element successfully. So this is a working of canvas element. After the image and the canvas tags, we have the linking tags. So in HTML, we have A, which is also known as the hyperlink tag. Then we have the link tag, which is used for adding the CSS style sheets to the page. And then we have a semantical navbar tag, which can be used to create a navigation bar. And then finally, we have the script tag. So what the script tag basically does is, it helps us connect JavaScript to our page, similar to the link tag, where it helps us connect the CSS files to our page. Let's see the working of all the 4 tags now. So firstly, we have the hyperlink tag. So hyperlink tag will not work without using an attribute called as href. So attributes are nothing but the keywords which add more meanings to the elements. So similar to the image, source, width, and height, we also have attributes for every element. So for A, we have the attribute href. So what this basically does is it tells what the href element is supposed to do. So in the href tag or inside the href attribute, we will usually put the links of the page it is supposed to open. So in this case, we will be utilizing the name index.html, which means it will reference the same page over and over again. So go to home. So index.html is basically my home page. So I put a text called as go to home. So every time I click on this particular text, so it will open the same page again and again. Let me execute this and see how it is working. So when we click on this, it's going to load the page again and again. Okay, so that is a hyperlink tag. And when we use a hyperlink tag, so the text will be written in dark blue color and it will have an underline. So this underline is called as a text decoration. Okay, so then we have the tag which is usually placed in the header section. So link tag has a keyword called as href. So this is used to give the path to the CSS files. Okay, and then it also has a relation attribute which will tell that this is a style sheet for the page or an alternate style sheet for the page. So usually we name this as a style sheet. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make a simple CSS page over here. CS style.css, and we will be adding the style.css page to the href part. So style.css, right? So now we have successfully linked the style page to our index.html page. Then we have the navigation tag. So navigation, the nav tag is used in conjunction with division tags and hyperlink tags. So usually this is used to design navigation bars for the web pages. href is equal to hash. In case you guys not want to point out the hyperlink tag to anything, you can just utilize hash. So home ahref is equal to hashtag about us. So this will basically show a navigation like syntax. You run this, we have the navigation like syntax that comes about. We have home and we have about us. Okay, that is a navigation tag. So now we have the script tag. So script tag, much like the example we saw with Canvas, is used to include JavaScript. So there are two ways that we can include JavaScript in this. So one is telling that this is a script, and inside by placing all the JavaScript sentence, or alternatively by utilizing this to link to the JavaScript file. Okay, so let me make a file script.js. So, and I will be linking the script.js file to this script tag. So script src is equal to script.js. Okay, so thereby we are linking the script file. After the linking tags, we have the list tags. So HTML gives us two different types of lists. So one is called as an ordered list. The other one is called as an unordered list. So ordered list is usually has numbers or Roman numericals or alphabets based on the order we are calling them. Unordered list in turn has bullets, square bullets, and arrowheads, right? So in order to add elements to the unordered list and ordered list, we will be utilizing the help of another element called as list item. Let's see how these three work in conjunction. So first, let me create an ordered list. OL denotes order list. So inside then, we will be adding list item. Let's add rice, list item paddy, and list item sugar. And when we execute this on the browser, we will be having them coming up with numbers. In the same way, when we execute, let's execute the same thing in an unordered list. We will be having list item rice, list item paddy, and list item sugar. And when you execute this, this will be popping up in bullets. So this is the primary difference between an ordered list and unordered list. So we have the style and the semantic tags that is specific to HTML5. So what are the semantic tags? Semantic tags are those ones which add more meanings to a regular tag. So in HTML5, we have additions like section, header, footer, and main. So these denote the different sections of HTML. We will also have aside tags and more on. So starting with tag, let's see how the style tag works. So style tag is usually used to add the CSS inside the HTML file itself. Okay. So style, and then we will be adding the type of element or the sort of styles that we need. Okay. So let's say I'm adding a color, background color black, and for the element body. So once we execute this, the entire screen is going to turn black. Okay. So this is what the style tag does. It basically adds the internal style for the body tag or whichever tag we are calling it for. Okay. Or whichever page we are calling it for. Okay. So after style tag, the very next thing that we have is the div tag. So div tag, in other words, is called as division tag. So before using HTML5 semantics elements, so what we were doing was we were using with different IDs for different levels. Okay. So first we were having div ID is equal to header and ID is equal to main section and ID is equal to footer. So when we were using div tags, we were able to do the work as same as we are doing with the present semantic elements. But the major drawback of this was depending from developer to developer, the keywords they use and type of programming they use matters most to this, and due to which sometimes there will be clashes with the ID. In order to mitigate this, HTML5 introduced semantic elements. So semantic elements also serves the same purpose of elements with fancy names. Okay. So division tag is more or less used to bifurcate the elements in the page. This is header. This is the main content, and this is the footer. When we execute this, this will be seen as three different things. Right? So header, main, and the footer. So when we open the debugger console by pressing F12, if you see, these three elements are three different divisions. Okay. So this is your div tag. So now moving on to section tag. So similar to how we are using div here for ID, main, and footer, we will be utilizing the section tags. So section tags is used to bifurcate the pages in terms of sections rather than divisions. So divisions can be used inside the section tags as well. Okay, so division can be a part of section tag to bifurcate the contents inside the sections or contents inside the entire web page as well. So section is in turn used to bifurcate the sections of the web page as a whole. So that